Hello friends, welcome to PG department of LJ University. This is a lecture series of subject Applied Mathematics for the first semester student in Computer Engineering branch. Here I, Dharmin Patel, presenting a video lecture on the topic Optimization of Multivariable Functions. Here we can apply two types of method for optimization of multivariable function. First one is second derivative test and another one is Lagrange's multiplier method. Now we will start with the optimization of function of several variables. Here we can apply two types of method. First we will discuss about the second order partial derivative test for optimization of function of two variable. Here f of xy be a function of two variable and its first and second order partial derivatives are exist and they are continuous. So first of all, when our function is in two variable, so first of all we will find its all first order and second order partial derivative. So our first step is find the first and partial so here we will find first partial derivative of first order and second order. To find the extreme point, we are taking the partial derivative, first order partial derivatives equal to 0. Here we have a two first order partial derivatives. So find P, that is del f by del x, find Q, del f by del y, find R is del square f by del x square, S is del square f by del x del y or del y del x, and last one is del square f by del y square, it is denoted as t. To find the stationary points or critical points, which are actually points at which our first order partial derivative del f by del x and del f by del y are 0. So we get some points like a1 b1, a2 b2, a3 bt, etc. And in this situation, we optimize our function is maximum value or minimum value. So here we will find out it in third step. So first of all we draw the one table and write down the first of all the stationary points on the first column. Now in the third step we will draw the table and in the first column of the table we write down the stationary points which already find out in the second step. Then write down the R, S, T values in the first row, and the second last column is very important. It is RT minus S square, and in the last column we calculate the conclusion. A1 B1 is our first stationary points. Find out its value at that point in R terms, in S terms, and in T terms. Then find the RT minus S square. If RT minus S square is positive, R is also positive, then we have a local minimum value. At the point B, if R value is negative, S value and T value find out by putting the value A2 B2. Then if RT minus S square is positive and R is negative, at that time we have a local maximum value at B point. So that is the concept to find the maximization and minimization for the given function at a particular points, and these points are actually known as stationary points. There is another one point which is also known as the critical point or stationary points, in which our partial derivative, first order partial derivatives P and Q are actually 0 and RT minus S square is negative, which is known as the saddle point. So at saddle point we have neither maximum nor minimum values, so we just write down the saddle point in the table if RT minus S square is negative. Now we will see the one example related to this concept. Here this is our function of two variables. We have to find the extreme values. So in the first step we will find the partial derivatives of these functions. So first we find out P, Q, R, S, where P is the first order partial derivative with respect to X, Q is also first order partial derivative with respect to Y, R is second order partial derivative with respect to only X, S is mixed partial derivative fxy and yx, and t is second order partial derivative with respect to only y. Now, first of all, in the step number 1, we will find the first p, q, r as t. Here p is 3x square plus 3y square minus 30x plus 72. Q is fy, which is 6xy minus 30y. R is fxx. So we differentiate p with respect to again x. We get 6x minus 30. S is xy, which is 6y, and fyy is 6x minus 30. So that is our first step. In the second step, this is very important, we will find the critical points or stationary points of this function. So for that, we are taking the p and q, that means the first order partial derivatives, fx and fy are 0. So first of all, solve these two equations, fx equal to 0 and fy equal to 0. Here fx equal to 0, that means the 6x square plus 3y square minus 30x plus 72 equal to 0. After taking the 3 common, we get x square plus y square minus 10x plus 24 equal to 0. From fy equal to 0, we have a 6y minus 5, x minus 5 equal to 0. From the equation number 2, we have a y equal to 0 or x equal to 5. It is very clear. So finally, we put y equal to 0 in the equation number 1. Then we have a quadratic equation, x square minus 10x plus 24 equal to 0. So after factorizing, we get the x value is 6 and 4. So y value is 6, 0. Our critical points are 6, 0 and 4, 0. Now we will use the x equal to 5 because x minus 5 is also 0 from the equation number 2, and put x equal to 5 in the equation number 1. We get 25 plus y square minus 50 plus 24 equal to 0. So it is a y square minus 1. So we have a y equal to plus or minus 1. Now our critical points are c of 5. 5 is fixed for x, and y is 1 and y is minus 1. So we have a two critical points, 5, 1 and 5 minus 1 in the x equal to 5 value. So we have a total 4 stationary points, and now we will calculate the maximum and minimum values at this particular stationary points. So finally, we write down our first step again. Already we found out. Now we draw the table in the step number 3. So here stationary points are this, and write down the stationary points. So here stationary points are given in the step number 2. We already know the R, S, T. So first of all, we prepare the table, and then we write down the first stationary point 6, 0, and its value at this particular point is R value is minus 6, S value is 0, T value is 6 minus 6. So RT minus x square will be 36, which is positive. R is actually negative. So we have a maximum value at that particular point. It is called the local maximum value at A. We will calculate the local maximum value. We will calculate the local maximum value at later. And now we have a second stationary points in which R value is 6, S value is 0, and T value is 6. RT minus x square is 36. R is positive. RT minus x square is also positive. So we have a local minimum value at B, 40. Now we will calculate similar process for C and D points. So we get RT minus s square equal to minus 36. So we have a saddle point at C, as well as for D we have a same type of situation. So here when we are taking the C and D values, which is 5, 1 and 5 minus 1, we have a RT minus s square value is minus 36. When RT minus s square is negative, we have a saddle point. Neither maximum and nor minimum at C and D points. So our local maximum and local minimum values are in this particular table. So here we will apply in the next step, we will apply the second part of the Lagrange's multiplier method for maxima minima. Find out the maximum and minimum value at the point 1 to 2 to surface x square, y square, z square equal to 36. So we have to find the actually distance, minimum and maximum distance on the sphere from this particular point. So here this is a point distance formula, and we have a condition x square plus y square plus z square equal to 36, and distance is given by under root x minus 1 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square plus z minus 2 whole square, but we will use the function x minus 1 whole square, y minus 2 whole square and z minus 2 whole square for particular this example, because derivative of square root is very complicated. So d square function is very easy. If d square is maximum, then d is also maximum. If d square is minimum, our d is also minimum. So finally, we calculate the new Lagrange's multiplier function for particular this type of functions. When condition is given, we will use the Lagrange's multiplier function, and it is a new function denoted as f of xyz plus lambda into condition, which is phi of xyz. So finally we have a x minus 1 square plus y minus 2 whole square plus z minus 2 whole square plus lambda into x square plus y square plus z square minus 36. That is our condition. Now to find stationary points, we are taking the first order partial derivative of capital F. That means del f by del x equal to 0, del f by del y equal to 0, and del f by del z is equal to 0. Now we will calculate these three equations and solve, and we will compare the relation between x and y. So now we will already find out the Lagrange's multiplier function, and del f by del x is very easy for us. It is a x 2 times x minus 1 plus 2 lambda x equal to 0. So it can be rewrite as lambda equal to x minus 1 by x. Similarly, del f by del y equal to 2 y minus 2 plus 2 lambda y equal to 0. So finally lambda is a parameter according to the condition lambda equal to y minus 2 upon y from the second number equation, and del f by del z. From that equation we can identify the equation like lambda equal to z minus 2 upon z. Now we will compare these equations. So comparing these all lambda values or relations of lambda with x, y, z, we have a x minus 1 upon x, y minus 2 upon y, and z minus 2 upon z. Now first we take the first two ratios. From that two ratios we have a x, y minus y equal to x, y minus 2x. So finally we have a x equal to y by 2 from first two ratios, and from last two ratios we have a y equal to z relation. After simplifying these ratios, we get the relation y equal to z. Now from this relation we will put the x equal to y by 2 and z equal to y in the condition which is x square plus y square plus z square equal to 36. Now after putting the x equal to y by 2 and z equal to y in the condition, we get 9y square equal to 4 into 36. Therefore y square equal to 4 by 36 by 9. That means y equal to plus or minus 4 and z is also plus or minus 4 and x is actually plus or minus 2. So if we calculate our distance from P point to A point and D point to P point, then we get the maximum and minimum distance from point P1 to 2 to our sphere. So that is the method to find the optimization of our given function with respect to some condition. This is very important method. When the some conditions is given, so we will apply the Lagrange's multiplier method for optimization. Now we calculate our distance from the point A and B to P. Then we have a 3 is minimum distance and B point have a maximum distance. So that is the method to find the solution when condition is given. So now in the next lecture we will discuss about the graph theory from unit number 5. Thank you very much.